Hey guys, welcome back. Part 4 of this Q&A series, and we are just going to keep moving on. 10 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Avi Knafo says, how would one program posture correction exercises into generic powerlifting training to correct things like anterior pelvic tilt, wing, scapula, etc.? Thanks, Ben. I'm going to be straightforward and honest with you. I am not an expert or even an authority in this particular area of just information. Generally, it sounds to me like you may want to consult a chiropractor with some lifting experience. I'm fortunate enough that I have one in my life, and he's probably who I would go to. But if I would posture correction exercises, it sounds like a lot of core work to me. I think that your posture is based on your core and just focusing on proper positions, unless you need skeletal adjustment, which would again be the chiropractor. And so focus on your core work. And yeah, I wish I had a better answer for you, but I really don't have a lot of experience in this, and would feel it would be pretty remiss of me to try to offer real advice on a subject I'm not familiar with. Ferratti Franzo says, what injuries have you dealt with? How did you handle it outside of regular mobility work? I've had a few minor things. I've had a couple of hamstring tears over the course of my powerlifting career. I've had a pretty bad skeletal thing. I was hyperlordotic in my lower spine, and had facet syndrome, where basically my the little joint capsules on the back of my spine, one of them was rubbing to the side and eroding away at the cartilage in between those discs, and that was a result of an arch imbalance in my feet. And I got some professional grade insoles, I guess some high level things from that through my chiropractor, Dr. David Bridgman, and I worked really closely with him to build that back up. And honestly, how do I handle it as far as emotionally and mentally? I just kept staying the course and said, no matter how long this takes to get better, I'm focused on doing everything I can to get healthy and repaired and get back to doing what I care about and what I love. And as far as how I handled it physically, first step is you have to diagnose the problem. You have to find out what is wrong, and you have to be right about that, and then you pursue it from there. And again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to offer you medical advice. But when it comes to soft tissue injuries, you just have to work around it until you're able to start up slow again, and always start slow. Always start easy. It's way better to take time off, get better, and work on improving slowly instead of trying to jump too far ahead and injuring yourself worse and making the problem take even longer to take care of. So time off and recovery is more important than trying to jump back in and giving yourself this permanent plateau that you'll never be able to work forward from because you haven't let something heal. Nick Varela. I've tweaked my lower back a few times, but I want to push myself to increase my deadlift and hit some PRs. How do I do this and avoid further injury? I've switched to sumo and added a belt. So far, so good. Hey man, if it's working, then great. Again, I would say start easier and build up slowly over time. Give yourself time. Don't try to do it all in a short period of time. So many people, the biggest mistake I see anybody make in any kind of strength gaining program is they try so hard to make everything happen quickly. And if you just allow yourself to be patient, if you tell yourself, you know what, this might take me 5 years to do, and that's crazy for some people. Like, it might take me 5 years to get significantly better at this, but the amount of time, I mean, imagine anything in your life. If you said, I'm going to take the next 5 years, not I'm going to take the next 6 weeks or the next 6 months or the next year. If I took 5 years and put a truly impressive amount of focus onto something, am I going to get better at it? Most likely yes. Most likely yes. And so just give yourself time over that. Don't try to push it. And learn to recognize when your body is telling you, hey, we're going too fast, we need to slow down. And then deal with the mental block of slow progress is still progress. A lot of people will get frustrated and think they're on a plateau when they're not. They're just trying to make a 20-pound jump when they really just need to make a 5-pound jump. And it takes time, and it takes maturity in yourself to accept that sometimes that progress is slow. I've told people before, it took me 2 years to add another 7 pounds onto my deadlift once I got it to a certain point, and That was because I was putting a lot of focus on my other lifts and bringing up my total. But 2 years, 7 pounds. You know, Andy Bolton, the first person to ever pull over 1,000 pounds on a deadlift, and yeah, he used gear, whatever. He pulled 1,003. It took him another like 5 years to pull 1,008. That's 5 pounds in 5 years. It takes time, and the better you get, the longer it takes. So, patience, always patience. Brian Ray, if you could give just one advice to any newbie powerlifter, what would it be? I feel like there's a trend. Be patient. Be patient. That's it. That's what it comes down to. Work hard and be patient, and you will get better. And if you're not focusing on worrying about what other people are doing, you're focusing on what you're doing, that's going to be enough for you. Vincent Liew.When have your biggest plateaus on each lift happened, and what did you do to break them? I swear, I didn't put these in any particular order. They're just coming up like this. That deadlift had been stuck there for a long time. I guess my squat was stuck at 661 for like a 2.5 year period, and I broke that by cutting out everything else and said, I'm going to run smolov until my squat gets better, and I'm going to just beat the crap out of it. And it took me 2 years, but I eventually squatted. Went to a meet, did 635, 680, and 705 in concession. And that was the next time that was the first time in that 2.5 year period that I had gone over 661 in a meet. And, you know, it just happened that I worked for it over a long period of time, and it was nothing special. It was just focused, consistent effort over that time, and it gets better. Mark Molina, how's your day going? My day is going really well, actually, right now. And I know for you guys watching this, it's going to be much later than that, but it is New Year's Eve, and the clock just hit midnight, so I want to wish all of you a Happy New Year's. This is how I am spending mine, because I told you guys I wanted to get these questions to you, and it matters to me, so Happy New Year's, guys. Daniel Camacho, dealing with the sports hernia or lower ab strains. Thank you. Wear a belt. And take the time you need to get better before you jump back into anything, and then when you do start getting back into stuff, make sure, if it's like a sports hernia where you're going to need to get surgical hernia repair, go get that figured out. If it's just a strain, you know, work around it. Avoid anything that's going to put a whole lot of direct pressure, and listen to your body. If you try doing something and doing it light hurts, stop doing that until it gets better, and do what you can with what you got. That's a tough thing, because it's really connective into everything that we do as powerlifters or just weightlifting in general. But there are ways to work around it, and there's people who have tougher situations they have to get through and make it work. So hopefully that helps. Greg Farris, what was your squat when you first ran smolov, and how much did it increase after the first cycle? Thanks, Ben. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Greg. I have a tendency when I'm peaking for a meet, I will take 16 or 12 to 16 weeks and start from one place, and I will work up gradually because of the way that I train, and because of my that I don't have enhancement and a whole lot of assistance from other things. I can't maintain that top peak level of strength for any real significant amount of time consistently without hurting myself. I have to taper off in between meet prep. And so I set my no wrap squat max the first time as like 570, 580, probably 575, and with the base mesocycle of smolov, I worked my way up and was able to hit a lifetime PR without wraps of 625, and then I ran the intense phase, and then I squatted 655 with no wraps after that. And then the second time I ran the program, I did pretty much the same thing, but added wraps in the intense phase and used that 655 as a max, and I think I ended up squatting, that was the meet that I squatted the 705 at, and I want to take it deeper next time, but that was the number that I got to. So I hope that gives you a little bit of insight. That is almost my 10-minute mark here, and so I don't have enough time to get to this next question, but I'm going to make the video anyway. You guys will see it at the next installment. So thank you guys again for watching, and we're going to keep chugging through these. Part 5 coming out soon. Bye.